Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Not a single person in the history of the world, your bathroom at the Champlain Heights, Illinois, Howard Johnson at 3:02 a.m. You get what I'm saying? Sorta. Why do hotel bathrooms always, you can always hear like a little, you can always hear like a little drip, drip of water at all times. Howard Johnson mentioned. Can I tell you a story about the Howard Johnson? One time, fairly early on, when Kate and I were dating, we stayed together at a Howard Johnson hotel for like 3 or 4 days. We went to check out on the last day, and we said, how much do we owe you? And they were like, oh, you guys are good. And we said, okay, that sounds fine. And then we left, and we're like, oh, like, did we just get the hotel stay for free? And we're like, no, it can't be like that. They must run your charge like the day later, or like run it the Monday after the weekend or something like that. God is my witness, never paid for that hotel room. 3 or 4 free nights. I didn't think that was the kind of thing that could happen at like a large company, that you could slip through the cracks like that. I assume they have some kind of like accounts receivable department where it just is auto processed, but anyway, straight to jail. Well, I didn't steal anything. They never charged me. That was back in the day where when I checked out of a hotel, I actually went down. I am a big proponent now of just leaving the hotel before 11 a.m. on the day that you're supposed to check out. There has literally never been a single consequence as a result of this. There's no point. There's no point to checking out. You just put the key on the end table, leave a tip for housekeeping, and then go on with the rest of your life. It literally doesn't matter. Tipping culture's out of hands? Not really. You definitely tip your housekeepers at the hotel. That one makes sense to me. They're cleaning your sheets. Here they get paid by the hotel. Yeah, what, like $2.12 an hour? I read something insane about housekeeping at a hotel. Did you know that apparently they are expected to completely tear down and rebuild the room in like 8 minutes per room every single day? That's crazy, man. It probably takes me 15 minutes to change my own sheets if I'm doing it by myself. That's not including anything related to the towels, the toilet, making sure the TV remote is always in the corporate designated acceptable place for the TV remote to be, replacing the 2 glasses that you never use with 2 more clean glasses you're never going to use. Takes me 45 minutes to fight with the fitted sheet every time. I hear ya. For me, the fitted sheet is not a problem for me. Replacing the duvet cover takes 70% of all of the sheet changing time. Then you get like all these duvet covers have like the 4 snaps inside of them on the corners. So you like unsnap the duvet, pull it out, change the duvet cover. Then you're like inside, you're doing like arthroscopic surgery, trying to figure out like if you got the right corner in the right spot to get the snap to go. Then finally you get it in and you like pour the rest of the blanket in, zip it up, and then you got to go like this like 80 times. But it's still like too clumped on the one corner. And God help you if you put like 3 of the corners in right, but then that last corner you put it in like upside down somehow. Why is it that the sheets only feel clean for one night, even though I'm clean when I go to bed? Do they get dirty enough to not feel clean? Or because you slept on it for 8 hours, did you just become acclimated to the relatively new level of cleanliness? A little bit of both. It's actually static electricity. I could see that. You use up all the static rolling around on the first night. It's not the cleanliness, it's the rigidity. Oh, that's another, I bet maybe it is a texture thing. Picky eaters be like, no, it's not a flavor thing, it's a texture thing. Okay, we've made it. It is. Mashed potatoes are the one variety of potato I don't go for that reason. I'm sure a lot of people tell you this and you don't believe them, but I'm going to tell you this with authority. You're missing out. Mashed potatoes, top tier potato format. Possibly, someone said the best format except for fries. Possibly, I would agree, but I might also say in a restaurant, the mash clears the fries many times because it's just such a good vessel for butter. At home, mashed, falls in the upper third of potato varieties, in my opinion. But most people, myself included, are too ashamed to put enough butter into the mashed potatoes for them to approach restaurant quality. Latkes are S tier. Yeah, clear your fucking schedule. If you want to have breakfast at 8 a.m., make sure you're waking up at fucking 4:07 a.m. to get the latkes done. I like a latke too if you're cooking. Bring enough for the rest of the class. It's not enough. You got to grate the whole potato, fucking Mr. Popeye forearms. Then you got to squeeze it all out in the damn cheesecloth. What do you think Luda meant when he said, "I fill her up balloons"? I got to tell you, you got to go to Rap Genius for that one. That seems like an easy one. He fills her up either with the volume of his penis or possibly also with his semen. He fills her up the same way that a balloon might get filled up with air or with helium. He's drawing a comparison between the fact that he is filling this woman up the same way a balloon might get filled up. That's essentially the purpose of a balloon. Or water, true. Or piss. What do you mean piss? Well, you never made a piss balloon before? That's a classic water balloon fight technique. Get 30 water balloons, 29 of them, fill them up from the garden hose. One of them, fill them up with a big piss. Oh, he's got the piss balloon, watch out. Must have been an Ontario thing. Yeah. It's probably an Ontario thing. Someone said you must be from Alberta in response to the college bit. I'm not from Alberta. That's just, 15 years ago when I was in university, Canada just had like a shared cultural identity. You would meet somebody from Alberta, you're from Ontario, you've got another friend from Nova Scotia, you got another friend from Manitoba, you got another friend from the Northwest Territories. You all knew 50 Mission Cap by the Tragically Hip. You had like a shared culture that you could draw from to inform your behavior. Nowadays, I don't know, it's all, what streamer do you watch? You got Kaisa Knot fans interacting with Northern Lion fans, it's all topsy-turvy. Hey, Anel, I convinced my friend in Hawaii that people in the Midwest eat Mountain Dew chicken. So what's Mountain Dew chicken? It would be a chicken marinated in Mountain Dew? That doesn't sound that implausible, to be honest with you. Chicken boiled in Mountain Dew. Mama Liz is so true. Raisin Cane's chicken tender dipped in Mama Liz's Mountain Dew hash resin. Peloton stats today. It was pretty good. I'm still this is how you know this flu was no joke, Throughout January and February, probably the 90-minute scenic rides averaged 200 to 210 watts. Finally got back to 189 today, which is the best that it's been since riding post-flu. But still, I'm missing a gear still, even though I sound a lot better. It took something out of either my blood or my lungs or my heart or my plasma or my glycogen or something like that. Thank you, Librarian. 189 watt average, 1,018 kilojoules total. Thank you. I appreciate that. You lost that dog you once had? No, man. It has genuine physiological impacts on you. Makes your blood thicker or something like that. I don't know. I'm not like a doctor, but something's like that. There's some vasoconstriction that goes on or something like that. I'm still under 180 watts post-baby. I know how it goes, man. I know how it goes. But here's, if it helps you conceptualize it, I didn't even start the Peloton till 1 year post-baby. So you're still kicking the crap out of me circa 4 years ago. Oh, it's so tranquil here. You know what's nice is not hearing. I saw, Librarian, I saw you post that screenshot of the comments today. There were people saying holy cow, he's back at the girder. I just set like 2 more streams worth of videos on YouTube last night, and there's like, I don't even know, there's like 4 more hours of girder content coming. So if they're getting cheesed off at the girder, like those videos were recorded like last Friday or last Thursday or something like that. We got a long road. Oh man. I remember in my frosh week that Queen's engineers were filling super soakers with piss. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and defend the mid-2000s, okay? I'm not going to sit here and be a vanguard and say like things were better back then when you were getting sprayed with 300 PSI piss just because you happen to be born 1 year later than the people who are in charge of the fucking events. It was a different time, okay? I wasn't spraying anybody with piss, so I wasn't a frosh leader. I also feel like I wasn't getting sprayed with piss because the engineering cultures at Queens is definitely different. Like the art science culture was a lot of like, let's talk about our feelings and like, how are you guys doing today? But the engineers were like getting physically abused and like spiritually torn down and stuff like that. They used to fill the grease pole pit with horse guts back in the 80s. It's pretty disgusting. It's some interesting engineers because my roommates in second year were like frosh week leaders. We had a kegger at our house for homecoming weekend. So like some alumni came. I remember being like, you know, I'm literally 18 years old, underage drinking at the kegger at our house. And I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing here with a jacket that says he graduated in like 1978? Like, this is not your domain, friend. You should be down at the Merchant McLeam or something like that. You should be down at the Kingston Brewing Company. What are you doing at our damn kegger? Like, no disrespect, this is 2007. If you graduated in 1977, your ass should not be here. You shouldn't be living the lifestyle that we're living right now. You should be spending time, you should be spending time with your family. I think it's kind of cool to have like some pride for your academic institutions if you're interested in that. But like showing up at the kegger as like a 63-year-old man is kind of insane. That's like some Robert De Niro dirty grandpa stuff. You know, you're only supposed to live like 4 to 6 years of your life like that. And then you're supposed to say, like the trade-off is like, I'm going to live like a fucking rat for 4 to 6 years and then I'm literally never going to ever do it again. I went to Kingston once and it did not look like a fun city, I gotta tell you that. I mean, being a Queens student in Kingston is actually a ton of fun because in second year and beyond, nobody lives in the dorms. They all have their own houses. So the party opportunities are off the chain. The downtown of Kingston, I think it's pretty, I mean, if you're a university student, I think that there's a lot to do in downtown Kingston, as long as you love drinking. Earl and University section was bumping. That's where when they were building the ARC, the new like physical education center, I was walking home from the grad club trivia one night and I saw a drunk motherfucker driving the damn bulldozer. Dude just got in the bulldozer, I guess the keys were still in it, and he was like lifting the shovel up and down and stuff like that and go zzz, 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 like spinning around in circles and stuff. Oh man, it was pretty lawless. You were there before the ARC, old ass? Yeah, man. When we were there was no ARC. It was called the PEC, which was honestly kind of a sick acronym for a gym. It's kind of weird to think you were at Queens when both of my sisters were there. Don't be shy. What's your last name? Don't answer that. There were probably like 4,000 kids in my year, so I probably don't know them, but it's possible. I mean, there's a chance, but it's like, if I did, then I probably already know who you are. I probably had like Thanksgiving at your house or something like that. Wouldn't be it probably would not be like a surprise situation where I would be like, whoa, no way. I would probably be like, whoa, oh, Kevin, hi, long time. I had a good time at Queens. There were positives and negatives. Even Kate tells me to retell this story from time to time. My third or fourth year, I had the great financial crisis hit, and a lot of classes that I wanted to take that worked towards my major just got pulled because there wasn't like enough interest to keep running them from like a profit motive. So I was like, fine, I guess I'll just knock out some of the stuff that I need to do, like some of the credits I need to round out my diploma. So 08 or 09, I took an intro to marketing class for non-business majors. So we only got the people that were like, I'm basically taking this class for fun. I'm not taking this class to ever be like part of the industry. So it was all for idiots, myself included. And I remember I had you had group projects, right? And the group that I got assigned to had one of the, I guess he was a himbo. Like in the pre-himbo era, he was a himbo. He was like a tall, hot guy who was dumb as like a bag of rocks, but was kind of like, he was easy to read, I guess. You were never like, what's his motive? You were like, his motive is he's hungry, so he's eating bread out of a bag full of bread, you know? Like, that's what he does. So I just remember, like, one of the group meetings, he was like, you guys gotta come, we're throwing a party this weekend. It's beach-themed. We were like, what does that mean that it's beach-themed? Because it's like January in Ontario, Canada. And he's like, well, we got tarps, and we staple gunned the tarps to our floor, and then we're getting like truckloads of sand and filling the house with sand, so it's like a real beach. And then we were like, is your landlord okay with that? And he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like gonna be cool with it. Then we showed up at his house, and it was like, he did not skimp on the fucking sand, dude. Like, it was not like a thin layer of sand. The whole thing was fucking coated in sand. So I don't know, I'd probably stay for like an hour. It wasn't really my scene, but I was like, man, he really went all out with this party. And then like a week later when we had our meeting, he was like, guys, I can't make it to this one. My fucking bitch landlord is taking me to a small claims court or something like that because of the sand. And we were like, what do you expect was gonna happen, man? There must have, I don't even know how to describe it. There must have been like a quadrillion grains of sand in there. Daphne Dean coming back with a vengeance. You're a real Kingston head. Daphne Dean was a landlord for many student houses who we were advised by like the staff at our university not to rent with because the rental contracts always said stuff that was like illegal. It was like, you know, you cannot have visitors at your house. You cannot like make any noise past 7 p.m. and stuff like that. That's not illegal? It is here. You cannot fill the house with 1.5 tons of sand. Oh. In Ontario, if there's anything illegal in the lease, you can just ignore it. Yeah, it's a common Ontario dub for sure. That's why like when like we had a seminar or something on like renters' rights before we all moved off campus, which I appreciate the school for doing. And they were like, you know, most of you probably don't have pets, but just so you know, in Ontario, if you ever see a lease that says like you're not allowed to have pets, it's considered like unconstitutional or something like that. You can have pets anyway, and if they ever took you to court, you would win. So I was like, damn, that is based. And then that has informed the way that I have acted, you know, prior to owning a home. That informed the way that I acted as a renter even when I was in BC. Like 4 apartments ago in BC, our landlord was like, this is a no pets building. And then like a month later, Kate was like, I want a cat. And I was like, let's send it. So Ontario gets to have good renters' rights, but BC doesn't? Like, I'm not gonna let Ontario mog us like that. Like, what are they gonna do? Exactly. And you know, you already know how this ends if you've been listening for a while, but when we moved out, our landlord was like, hey, did you guys have a cat? There was like some cat hair on the curtains. And I was like, yeah, we have 2 cats. And then she was like, oh, did you know like it's a no pets building? And I just went, oh, no, sorry, I didn't know that. The end. Didn't she take your deposit? No, different place. The other place, it just goes to show you're subject to the whims of the insanity of your landlord sometimes. The other place we left is super clean, except like the oven wasn't 100% clean, so they took $100 out of the security deposit, which is basically, as far as I'm concerned, is theft. But Dad's store, again, is like the same sort of situation. I remember when they did the walkthrough, it was me giving them the walkthrough, and I was so sure, because like I had this acoustic foam duct tape to my office wall, and when I ripped it off, it took off like a fuckload of paint and drywall, and then I color matched the paint and painted over it with like 7 coats, but it still looked like fucked up, clearly fucked up. And when she poked her head in the office and she was like, yeah, looks good in here. And then she opened the oven and basically took like a gloved finger and was like, what is this? Could I get you to clean the oven, please? And I was like, yeah, we already moved. I'm not going to do that. And she's like, okay, well, I guess we'll just take some money out of your security deposit. And I was like, oh, whatever. I probably did like $300 worth of damage to the wall, so they'll just consider it a win. It fucking pissed me off, because I was like, of course I did some damage to the unit. We were the only people who've ever fucking lived here. I ain't never even seen the lady who lives here, man, or who owns the place. Sometimes we get her mail, that's about it. You ever grown out your beard past stubble? Yeah, I rocked like a little bit of a beard first 6 months of my child's life. Looking back in photos, I look fucking horrible. But I can't tell, there's a lot that was going on at that time. I was like 40 to 50 pounds heavier than I am right now. I was getting like very, very little sleep, so I looked really tired. Now, I don't know if I would throw the baby out with the bathwater in terms of like, say, never grow a beard because I grew a beard once, but the thing that is annoying about a beard, which you only know if you've grown a beard, is that it seems like if you were like 10 years old and you were like, how do you grow a beard? You'd be like, just shave everything from your jaw down. But that's not actually how it looks. There's actually like a little trick. Because if you just shave from like your jaw down, it looks fucking psychotic. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't look the way that a beard is supposed to look. So what you have to do is go like, you put a finger or two on your Adam's apple, and then you shave in like a radian around that point, with that being like the midpoint of the arc. Just have a barber line it up and maintain the line. That's one way to do it. Can I also say something without offending people? I also feel like 35-year-old guys with well-maintained beards, it's like, it's part of a tribe that I don't want to be a part of. What do you mean by it? I don't know. It just like, it almost became kind of like a slick look. It became like it went from being like, I'm lazy, I'm going to get a beard, to like, I'm like a realtor, I'm going to have like a really well-maintained beard. I look 17 without one. But like with one, don't you just look like a 17-year-old kid with a beard? Like your eyes still have the sparkle in them, right? It's like a 40-year-old guy wearing tight shirts and skinny jeans. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like almost, I feel like beard core on a middle-aged man has kind of become like CEO wear. Like it's as much a part of the CEO drip as like a Patagonia vest, and then like hiring Shaggy to play at a concert right after you lay off like 20% of your workforce. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying that those are the headwinds that I'm working with that are like pushing back against me a little bit. Salt and pepper beard. Salt and pepper beard dipped in Mama Liz's beard oil. That's why I want the Rally St. Clair, dude. Like, I don't want the Imagine Dragons, like, street magician type beard. Mama Liz died today? Or maybe it was yesterday. I see what you're doing. Albert Camus the Stranger dipped in stream inside joke references oil? Feels good to be able to hit that register again without coughing. Hey, Anel, you ever gonna come back to Kingston? Yeah, I tend to come back like once every 2 or 3 years. You should go see the eclipse there. Bro, my parents have been talking about the eclipse like crazy. They said there's supposed to be 500,000 people are coming to Kingston to watch the eclipse. Is it the best place to see it? Apparently it's one of the best places to see it. That's what I've been told, at least. So what's the difference between this eclipse and the one that was like 7 years ago where Trump was looking at the sun? I'm not trying to be one of those guys who's like nothing ever happens. I genuinely don't. Is this a bigger eclipse? The sun is woke now. It's the woke eclipse. For 2 minutes, the sun will turn into the daughter. I don't know. Did you hear about this one, Kevin? Did you hear about this one? Even the eclipse went woke. Gay Leno? That would be a funny bit. So I was sucking on this guy's cock the other day. Did you see this? Did you see this, Kevin? Did you see this? I was sucking on his cock until he came in my mouth and I swallowed his cum. Did you see this? Did you see this, Kevin? We said gray Leno? What the hell, bro? He's like the grayest man out there. Have you ever seen his hair? You hit the Benjamin in South Korea? No, I'm pretty sure it's a good way to get thrown in prison, like, for life. That Korean kush hits different. I bet it hits fucking horrible. Like, you, A, should not be smoking it in South Korea because they'll throw you in prison for the rest of your life or make an example out of you. But, like, I bet it's fucking dirt, weed, oregano, fucking Italian seasoning in a Ziploc bag. That's the best. When it's all stems. Look at this shit. Look at this nugget, bro. There's not a single crystal on this bitch. It's so pure. I don't participate in weed, but I find it hard to believe that it's not like a weed golden age right now. Isn't the problem that the weed is too good? One of my friends who is a devout weed head and purchased predominantly from illegal dispensaries before it became truly legal in Canada, he said that it's actually better now because in like 2014, it was the Wild West. And you would buy some shit with like an MS Paint label at an illegal dispensary. You'd get home and eat it, and then you'd look at the bag and it would be like, that's 500 milligrams. Nowadays, the government stepped in and said like, fucking, the maximum single dose is like 10 milligrams or something like that. He was telling me a story about how he ate an edible before he went to a concert and remembers nothing about the concert and then woke up the next day for work and he was still high. And like, that sounds funny, and it is funny, but at the same time, there was like a fucking Thursday morning or something like that. Like, that's scary, man. Dude was high for like 16 hours off of some shit that cost him $7.99 from a store. This is a forever pack. Oh, man. Is there a dose of weed that if you smoked it, you would live but be high forever? Like, at some point, is there a mega dose large enough where your brain just goes like, it bootstraps its own cannabinoids or something? Like, it starts its own fucking farm in there? You don't look so good. Oh, man. Yeah, like auto brewery syndrome, exactly. Like when one of your friends boofs a beer and then all of a sudden, like, his colon just starts making its own alcohol back there. Has anyone ever boofed? I feel like it's a joke. I bet people have done it, but it is one of those things that I think is overstated. The fact that in university I knew nobody who had ever boofed, that to me means the amount of boofers in the population must be like 1 in like 10 million or something. What is boofing? So this is one of those things where like you don't need me to say it, but I have to say it. It's something you should not ever do because you could easily suffer permanent health consequences, including death. But it's when you drink alcohol out of your butthole because it gets you drunker faster and cheaper. Oh, butt chugging. Yes, also known as butt chugging. I went to a Queen's party where people were butt chugging. No shot, man. I don't know if I buy it. Really? There were like 4 dudes set up in one of those fucking University Avenue parlors with funnels going into their butthole. I'm not sure I believe it. Yep, I swear it. Maybe I guess I'm part of the older generation at this point. Maybe things have changed. All we were doing was playing variations on Edward 40 hands, where you tape two 40s to your hands and you can't untape them till you finish the 40s. And then you play Edward 40 hands circle jerk dipped in Mama Liz's chili oil, where you tape a 40 to your hand and then you tape that hand to another guy's hand, who then has a 40 in his other hand, which gets taped to another guy's hand, and you can't break the circle until at least one person finishes their 40, so that you can finally just be like a line of people instead of 8 people in a circle. Dudes will do anything to hold hands. It's pretty, I had a fun time. No, we never played Soggy Waffle. I don't know if that one is real. Someone here has done it. I've witnessed it. Really? That's like, no disrespect. Edward 40 hands, bad idea, lots of fun. The second one of the motherfuckers at a party says, let's all jerk off onto a saltine and whoever goes last has to eat it, that dude's not invited back. That's a party foul, like, the capital offense. Be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought we were going to play like fucking flip cup or boat race or something like that. Your ass said, let's do mutual masturbation, and then the last person has to eat like 9 dudes cum? What the fuck are you talking about? You're freaking us out, man. You're the one who keeps bringing up the college stories? Well, that's what I'm saying. If we weren't doing it, my gut reaction is not that many people were doing it. So that one I always thought was overstated, but I don't know, maybe not. We're college. No, I'm not going to say it. We're college guys. Of course we love to eat cum. My roommates in college would clear 2 liters of unfiltered Everclear every weekend. They now work in aerospace engineering. That's something that's crazy about going to like a decent school, is that literally like the dudes I lived with are like in serious jobs in positions of power in the world. And I've seen them do like the fucking dumbest shit you could ever imagine. They still use the G chat at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Well, you know, listen, March is a slow month. There's not that many crowns, not that many cavities to fill. You know how it goes. I lived with a dude who didn't wash his socks. He would just buy new ones. That's definitely crazy. That's definitely insane. Was it XQC?
Alright, listen, it's not big story, not big story. When I got to watch the league, I sat down and I did the math, okay? You're gonna think this is really dumb. I did the math, and because of the price of the shirts, right? And how much time I'd have to do like bullshit fucking laundry, I thought it was less expensive, mathematically, to wear a different shirt every day and not do the laundry.
I did see XQC say it's actually cheaper for him to buy new shirts than to do laundry. And the fucked up thing is that given the amount of money that he makes like per hour, it actually probably is, but you can't do that in your life. That's my advice to you. You can't start valuing it in lots of positions. If you have like a normal job, you can evaluate your time the way that like your business or your job evaluates your time. Like if you get paid $50 an hour and you're like, do I really want to do this thing on the weekend? It's going to take 2 hours. That's like $100 of my time. That might make sense. But if you make like $20,000 a day, you have to stop doing that or you will literally never do anything. The logic falls apart. I read that interview with Mr. Beast where he's like, he doesn't go out on dates with his girlfriend because he values his time at $100,000 an hour. So he's like, is this date worth $200,000? I'm like, buddy, if you might as well just fucking die at that point. Oh, I guess I'm not going to take a shit because the shit's going to take me a sixth of an hour. That's like, 16 grand right there or something like that. You got to divorce the personal version of you from like the economic generator version of you. I'm not going after them. I mean, they're living in a different stratosphere than me. I'm just giving them a piece of advice. Or alternatively, like marry someone who won't put up with that logic. Because if I was ever like, if Kate was like mow the lawn, and I was like, well, I could mow the lawn, but mowing the lawn's going to take me an hour, and a sponsor would pay me, X dollars. Is it really worth this much money for me to mow the lawn? she would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? The grass is tall. Mow the lawn. Like, that's how real people live. Like, there's shit that you gotta do, brother. It doesn't matter. You're fucking online alias Monday to Friday. There's shit to be done. I'm just saying, I'm not even saying like, oh, people will like be mad at you if you say this. I'm saying like for you to have some quality of life and enjoyment out of your life outside of being a streamer. You got to remember that it's the real world that's real, and it's the stream world that's fucking like fantasy land. I mean, honestly, if I was at that level, I would just pay people to do stuff I don't want to do. I don't know. I mean, this is where I now veer into like maybe insane territory, like armchair philosopher territory. My take is that if you outsource all the shit that you don't want to do, the human brain is just designed to acclimate to that, and then you're gonna have like new shit that you don't want to do. You can't outsource all of your pain because your brain is designed to make more. As sad as it is. Like your brain is always gonna be like, oh, imagine how much better my life would be if this one inconvenience didn't exist. Then it's gonna be like, wow, look at how good my life is because of these conveniences that I have access to. So I think that's what, like, you gotta, even if you're like a mega celebrity streamer, I think you gotta fucking do the dishes, bro. My 2 cents, you gotta do the dish. I think it's a fool's gamble to be like, I'm above that stuff now. Because you gotta stay normal. Because at the end of the day, like, well, I don't know, maybe this is getting a little too into the values that people have. Your values might be different. Like, what are the values that give people fulfillment in their life? What are the activities that give them fulfillment? Hobbies they find enjoyable, you know, spending time with your family, exercising, reading books, whatever, like learning stuff. That stuff, I think, is basically the same whether you're poor or like a billionaire. So you got to maintain like some connection to the foundational human condition. Otherwise, you're destined to be miserable forever. So I think like growing up, at least as a streamer, at first you're like, whoa, this is sick. I can maintain the lifestyle of like my dreams as a 12-year-old for the rest of my life. I could just play video games like 12 hours a day, and then like if shit gets dirty, I could just pay someone else to deal with it so I could play more video games. Like that, it sounds great, but then like the older you get, the more you're like, I don't know. I think the mature approach instead is to be like, you know, I'm going to accept that there's going to be times in life where I have to do things that I don't want to do, but that's the price you pay in order to also, you know, reap some sort of fulfillment out of it. Apparently Zuck just plays Civ in his free time and then watches videos about Civ. No, well, no, like I'm not saying you got to hand it to Mark Zuckerberg, but he also like hunts and butchers his own meat and is like a super insanely good like Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner and stuff like that. Like he's got hobbies that I'm not that interested in, but he's doing something, you know? He runs a sub 25K. He's in like he's in like kill your ass shape. Like I don't know if he has abs, but he definitely strikes me as like a 120-pound man that you don't want to get on the bad side of. Tech billionaire dipped in Mama Liz's kill your ass oil. It's also crazy to me because, like, you know, 10 years ago, and he's still my enemy, don't get me wrong, but 10 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg was like public enemy #1. Is it that other tech billionaires have become so outwardly worse than him that he appears relatively normal by design? Like, he's still a quirked up dude, don't get me wrong, but it really seems like, looking at it now, and you compare Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg, you're like, Mark Zuckerberg seems to just be posting pictures of like his family and being like, we went camping this weekend. And he has like 2 or 3 kids with a woman that he's been married to, who he met in college. He's pursuing hobbies that are personally fulfilling to him, and probably is not addicted to horse tranquilizer, like et cetera, et cetera. I don't hate divorcees. I'm just saying. I mean, Elon Musk has 12 kids. He's entered the weirdness zone for number of kids. Elon is pulling aggro. That's so true. He actually might be one of the greatest tanks that the billionaire class has ever seen. Elon plus Grimes still does not seem real. Elon with his fucking the Mandarin, all white Mandarin suit with Grimes on the red carpet. We should have known, man. We should have known something wasn't right. Actually he has 7 kids. I'll own up to that, okay? I literally thought he had 12 kids. 7's still like a lot, don't get me wrong. It's substantially less crazy than 12. Can I say something is not negative to any streamer? And you guys are gonna -2 me, and it's my honest opinion, but you have the right to -2 me. Stardew Valley update coming out, worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. I fucking hate this game, man. I hate all my favorite streamers are playing it. They're all making fucking pea farms and taking little porcelain dolls to Vanessa at the Strawberry Festival so that they can get married in like 12 seasons or something like that. I just get it out. Bring back Supermarket Simulator, man. Bring back Supermarket Simulator. Would you rather watch it or a Tarkov wipe? The streamers I would rather watch them play Tarkov than Stardew Valley. I don't know, I'm not trying to tear down Stardew Valley. I'm just taking up the vanguard of the Stardew Valley haters. I just think it fucking annoys me. The people who are like, I like it because it's cozy. And then when you watch them play the game, they have like 17 spreadsheets open. And they're like, I literally have to plant my edamame on day 3 of the fall cycle. Otherwise, I won't get enough gold in order to be able to buy the wooden hoe in order to get the prize from the Strawberry Festival that lets me break the rock. So in the first winter season, I can get to level 37 of the dungeon. Like it's... The min-maxing is cozy. All right, enjoy eating 999 mayonnaise. Like me personally, I just like to fucking... I just like the vibe, bro. I don't mind spending 3 hours on this jump. Meanwhile, you're playing glorified quap. Ad hominem. Bro, you gotta get the climbing boots from the shopkeeper. It's so funny that there are people out there, and they're not wrong, I just disagree with them, that think that this is a fake game because it doesn't have shit like that. You're literally a man that can generate X amount of force. They're like, climb this mountain. That's the fucking game. They're like, no! There's not even shit that you can buy from the shopkeeper that can adjust the values of your strength and agility? Yeah, bro. It's called real life. They have invented one piece of IRL strength increasing garb. It's the belt. I don't really know how it works. But if you're gonna squat something heavy, you can put on like a WWE championship belt and it gives you an extra 50 pounds of strength. It makes you look cool as fuck. It's so true. Really completes the look of your head turning the color of a tomato. What was that? Oh, man. Would you ever go on Ninja Warrior? I don't think that's going to be a productive use of anybody's time. I'm very not agile. I'm like a... If I had to rate my climbing skill in particular from 1 to 10, it's literally like a 2. Even as a child, I wasn't getting across the monkey bars. I might have like 3 rungs in me and then I'm toast. That's a 1. I think a 1 is when you grab the handle and then the force causes your wrist to snap off. I think I'm 1 above that. How have you not gotten into powerlifting yet? I did! A lot of new heads don't know the story. I was out of shape in 2018. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start lifting weights again. 2019. That whole year, I got into, I don't know what you would call it. Compound lifts, I guess. I wasn't really a power lifter, but I was squatting, deadlifting, overhead pressing, and bench pressing as the basis of my workouts, right? And I was eating like a fucking, like a lot of peanut butter. Like a lot of peanut butter. To the point where I got in shape, like I got muscular. I was probably like 205. And then that shit continued until March 2020. And you can probably figure out what happened after that, right? I tweeted like, hey, this COVID stuff is popping off. Maybe I'll take a week off from the gym. Did not work out again until like November 2022, but did not adjust my peanut butter consumption levels appropriately. It's crazy your head was like twice as big. It is pretty crazy. You're not wrong. It was like twice as big. Did you get chunky off chunky? Nah. I don't mind chunky, but I was on that Kraft Smooth train. Ooh. Oh, what do you eat, DL Guiga? Mama Liz's fucking peanut oil? No, there's a Chicago peanut butter brand called Keggers. It was invented by Al Capone's own peanut monger in 1931. Trader Joe's mostly? We don't have fucking Trader Joe's here, bro. All we got is Walmart. It's tragic. Trader Joe's would pop off in Vancouver, but I kind of respect them for staying in their lane. You're right, DL Guiga, there was a fake one when you were here. It's called Pirate Joe's. It's on West 4th Avenue in sunny Kitsilano. I believe that Pirate Joe's got shut down by like a federal injunction maybe 3 or 4 years ago. A fan of yours' father owned the Pirate Joe's store. That's crazy. I got nothing but respect for the Pirate Joe's store. Because, like, I don't know, isn't that business? People fucking love Trader Joe's. They're like, please come to Canada. Trader Joe's is like, no, we're busy fucking making Mama Liz's kicking cauliflower wings or something like that. They said, fuck it, we're going to start our own Trader Joe's. They're like, you can't do that. Watch me, bitch. Anyway, I guess they got them sued or whatever, but it's a damn tragedy. Canada needs that giant gas station with the 80 pumps. Is that Buc-ee's? We could use a Buc-ee's, bro. I mean, I don't know where they'd put it in Vancouver. Let's be honest. That's more of like an Abbotsford thing, but I don't think that there is a gas station in Canada with good food. Just in general, I think Canada kind of lacks the culture of like good, convenient food. I hate to say it. I got to give America their props. They're actually undefeated in like being able to get tasty food from almost any establishment. I mean, why the fuck should you be able to get tasty food at a gas station? And yet they've managed to make it happen. Like multiple times. There's Wawa, Buc-ee's, Sheetz, like, it's crazy. Japan's way crazier. It is crazy. The convenience store food in Japan does go really hard. We don't have that in Canada. Like, if you go to a Canadian gas station, you're eating fucking dirt. They should study, like, why 7-Eleven in North America is so ass and 7-Eleven in Japan is so good. Why can't they just sell onigiri here? We got fucking rice. We got seaweed. Make it happen, bro. Why does it have to be, like, microwaved boiled pizza and shit like that? They got Oden in the damn store. Hold. Is this a holdable? I appear to be holding. Holy. They got a bubbling vat of fish broth with like sticks of real fish in it. Our 7-Elevens, I mean, as you can get taquitos. I know there's probably like genuine business constraints. I also feel like 7-Eleven in North America sucks because we don't think that we deserve nice things. Like, if you're like, the food at 7-Eleven sucks, they're like, of course it sucks. It's a gas station. It's 7-Eleven. What do you expect? Then you're like, oh, but it's kind of like half decent in Japan. They're like, well, I worked at 7-Eleven for 2 years. One time our night shift guys stole the front door. Oh, man. Can you imagine showing up at the pawn shop with the 7-Eleven front door? Oh, man. Did you read about the woman who had her driveway stolen? I did not read about. How does that happen? I thought it was bad enough that like once a year on r/Vancouver, someone will post CCTV footage of someone stealing like a tree from their front yard. Shit in Detroit. Oh, man. My friends and I have stolen tons of spare street signs and mounted them to our walls. The problem is, I think if like a police officer ever finds out about that, you might actually get charged with a felony. Like, I got no problem with it. But I think like if a cop ever sees inside of your house, you may go to prison. Plus it's ugly decor. Yeah, unless like you're named one of the streets. Like if your name is like Main or something like that and you're like, check it out, it's Main Street. Bro, my brother stole hundreds of vinyl records from Walmart. That shit's not even, I mean, that's just illegal. I don't know. I guess you're bringing it up because it's illegal, but that's just stealing. Which is fine, I guess, but that's thousands of dollars. Yeah, but it's Walmart vinyl. Like, they were probably going to end up smashing this shit behind the store anyway. Have you ever shoplifted, NL? Not on purpose, but there have definitely been times where, like, I've paid for my groceries and then realized, like, not even a self-checkout, like normie checkout, realized like I forgot to load tortillas onto the conveyor belt or something like that, but I've already loaded all the groceries back in my car. And I just feel like you could consider this a moral failing if you want. My ass is not walking back into the grocery store with tortillas and going like, hey, just so you know, I'm sorry, I forgot to pay for these tortillas. Like, can you ring me up? I'm more like, if they didn't notice, then fucking no harm, no foul. I kind of consider like it comes out in the wash too. I'm sure I've been like, I don't rigorously look at the scanner and the receipt. So I'm sure I've been like double scanned for shit in the past and paid twice as much for something. I consider it like it's a take an item, leave an item type situation. My mom was also telling me she buys these protein bars, and usually the protein bars are like $4 each. She went to Shoppers Drug Mart, and they were selling them 2 for $5. So already, that's like a huge savings, right? But then, on the protein bars, they had a sticker that said $2 off. So I know what you're thinking. 2 for $3. Pretty sick deal. But my mom was like, no, 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 no. They're already 2 for $5, and then each one of them should be $2 off, which should make them 50 cents each. So she like took a case of them up to the cashier, and the cashier was like, I gotta talk to our manager. And then the manager like was like, that's not the spirit of the promotion. And she was like, that's fine, I'm not gonna come back, I just want the case. And then they gave her the case at the price that she negotiated. Which is fucking sick, man. Imagine having to barter for your groceries. Yeah, I don't know. We're kind of slipping back into some kind of like joke country status. You see the article about the dude who had a stroke while he was driving? And the 911 dispatcher was like, just drive to the hospital, forehead. So he drove to the hospital, and then when he got there, he didn't get treated for 9 fucking hours? Are you kidding me, man? The dude had a damn stroke. How could you make him wait for 9 hours at the hospital? There was 9 hours of more urgent shit in front of that dude? Oh, he didn't advocate for himself in the waiting room. I saw, like, because this was on r/Vancouver, people in the comments were like, to be fair, you don't see all the times that people go to the hospital with a stroke and are seen fast. Because that's the way the fucking shit's supposed to work, idiot. I'm not going to write an article. 94% of people who have strokes are seen quickly at the hospital. That's a fucking weird article, man. That's literally like, it reeks of propaganda. Hey, Anal, thoughts on the impending AAA game crash? I just like, I care about like the people in the industry, but I don't care about the games at all. I'm kind of disillusioned with it. I don't think it's just the industry. I think it's also like age. Like all these fucking gorgeous like 4 out of 10 games keep coming out, and everyone's like, this isn't what we want. And then they're like, check out how photorealistic this new game is, and people are like, oh fuck. I feel like AAA gaming is just in a place where like and I guess it's been like this for a while, but I'm not interested in essentially any AAA game that's come out or is coming out. Well, okay, From Software, I'll give you that. But it seems like those games should be able to take the biggest swings because they have the most resources. But what inevitably ends up happening is they have to please shareholders, so they have to make something that has like all the edges rounded off so that it doesn't give anybody, like, instead of giving people like reasons to buy it, you have to tick the boxes that make it so people don't find a reason not to buy it. I always think back to like Titanfall 1. I know Titanfall 2 is the one that people like, you know, keep a light on for, but for me, part of this started in Titanfall 1, where like it had amazing multiplayer and it didn't have a single player campaign, and people were like, well, I'm not gonna fucking buy it if it doesn't have a single player campaign. It's missing one of the features that I would normally consider necessary for like a $50 game. And I'm like, but the multiplayer it's like the best multiplayer that's come out in 5 years. Like that in and of itself is worth more than $50 to me. But like, well, I'm sorry. They gave me a convenient reason not to buy it. Then Titanfall 2 came out, and the campaign was amazing, but people were like, I didn't play the first one, so I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna skip this one until it's $1.99 on Origin, and then I'm gonna be like, they need to make a sequel. I paid $1.99 for it. I also feel like I don't know. This is more of like a social media thing. But like the appetite that people have for like talking about games that they will never play just is annoying to me. Like they will spend 40 hours getting into like internet arguments about a game that they 100% like will not play when it comes out. And I'm like, what are we doing here, lads? This just doesn't make sense to me. But then you see the impulse rear its ugly head like at all times. Even when a 10 out of 10 game comes out, people are like, yeah, playing it is like pretty fun. But you know what's even more fun is like getting into needless hypothetical discussions. If you could only buy one game, would it be FTL or would it be Balatro? Fucking, I don't know. If you could only watch one movie, would it be The Godfather Part 2 or fucking The Shawshank Redemption? I don't know. What, make more time in your life and watch 2 movies. We don't need to get into it. Like this, there's a surplus of value here. We should be like, oh my God, thank you so much for the surplus. And again, this is not being just needlessly contrarian, but like, I genuinely don't give like a shit about an increase in graphical fidelity. Hold at all. Like, everybody has their line. A game would probably have to be like a 15 out of 10 to get me to pog up over ASCII art. But like in terms of like, you know, oh, this guy's face looks photorealistic, I really don't give a shit. Like the criticism for me that always seems like it's only made by like 12-year-old kids, I'm sorry to resort to an ad hominem, is when people are like, I like good graphics because it increases my immersion. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, motherfucker, you are not immersed. You are sitting at a desk, looking at a monitor, your cat's, you know, scratching your leg to get some attention, you're hungry, you got a fart, like you are a real person that is playing with a toy. So like I don't like when I see this in my video game. It really makes me feel like I'm not actually a luchador in 1910 Mexico. Well, you fucking aren't, bitch. Let's go from there. It doesn't mean anything, man. You just sound grumpy. I'm actually like one of the most positive gamers out there, which is crazy. Everybody else is like, I love gaming so much. Oh yeah, really? How do you spend your time? Arguing about how shit it is? telling someone enjoying a game that what they're playing isn't actually a game. It's just streamer bait. Getting really, really jaded about stuff that's already out and pinning all of my hopes and dreams on the sequel that comes out next year. When the sequel comes out, giving it a negative review on Steam because it has DRM. Didn't you just have a rant about Stardew Valley? Yes, but I'm the only honest gamer. Stardew Valley is a great game. I just hate it. That's just my, like, you're allowed to have a few of those. You're allowed to have a few media properties that's like, you know, I fucking get that this thing is good, but I hated it. As long as you don't say it about everything, then we let you have them. Dan and Hades. It bothers me, but in order to stay intellectually consistent, I will say yes. But I really don't understand Dan's hatred for Hades, because it's so good. It's fine to say I don't like it. It's not fine to say it's bad. Yeah, but like, when I say I don't like it, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying it's bad. I don't really care. If you hear me say it's bad, and you're like, actually, like, you should say I don't like it, like, you can do the translation in your head. It's fine. Last game you played that you didn't like. That's a good question. I mean, I really did not like Armored Core 6. I think usually I do a pretty good job of knowing whether or not I'm gonna like a game before I choose to play it, but Armored Core 6 I definitely like, you know, by the time I got a third of the way into it, I was like, I'm not sure I like this at all. You didn't like Rogue Legacy 2? That's, I mean, that's fair, that's fair. Why do you hate all new games? Not true in the slightest. I like a difficult game about climbing. I like Balatro. I've been championing Balatro for a long time. People are saying I don't like Dragon's Dogma 2. Of course I don't like it. I haven't fucking played it. How would I know? I'm going to bat for a difficult game about climbing, bro. This is a good game. And you have preconceived biases about what is and isn't a real game that are coloring your ability to judge it. Would you play this off camera? I don't play shit off camera, except I play with my kid off camera. That's it. It's not the question is not germane to the conversation. It's a victim of circumstance, you know? If you were 12 years old and this came out on GameRabbit.com, you would still be posting about it as a 35-year-old. You would be like, remember a difficult game about climbing? That was classic in the middle school classroom. But instead, you're 35 and it came out on Steam, and you're like, it doesn't even have a sword in it. Like, you know, we have to grow past this. We have to expand our horizons so we can enjoy different things. Hello.
It looks like you're making like a methane drug.
It looks like you're making methane drug.
Yeah.
Because I'm bald?
No. Because you got 5 empty cold brew with the packets of stuff.
If I may defend myself, there's 4 empty cold brew containers over there. There's no need to exaggerate. If the number's already out of pocket, you shouldn't have to add one just to exaggerate. I'm just saying I just wish we could be honest about the situation. It's not a desk audit, it's over on the fucking wet bar, bro. What's a wet bar? It's a fucking fridge with a sink close to it. Ah yes, the sinky fridge. I just found out Americans called the sinky fridge a fucking wet bar. Can you believe this? Just found out Americans call a flicky point and wiki a fucking light switch. I just learned Americans call an inbred puppy a 2X pimpy. All right, you're cooking us for that one. You are cooking us for that one. I just learned Americans call a fucking dog a Mewtwo X Elsa. I watched some of those videos. It's just YouTube poops for TikTok, right? YouTube poops? Don't you mean non-sequitorious sketch comedy? NL, would you describe yourself as an Amerophile? I'm in a bad place here, guys. Never mind, we're chilling. Yeah, I mean, online, if you were to compare me to the normal, or I should say the average internet person, including Americans, I think I'm more pro-America. It doesn't mean I'm defending every decision Ronald Reagan ever made. But I do think this America gets bad raps for things they deserve, but they also get a lot of collateral damage for stuff in America that actually owns. A huge surplus of cheap, delicious food is actually like a good thing. People deserve treats. You tell them. Also, there are aspects of American culture that I think people online kind of find cringe, but I actually think is like inspiring. like college football culture, there's a lot of negativity that goes alongside it. But it's kind of sick that just by like reading some books and going to a school, you can have like a community of friends numbering in the hundreds of thousands that gets together every Saturday to have fun. Also, as much as I hate people who tweet about college sports is crazy, especially March Madness. Like, I don't even watch college basketball, but I think it's fucking sick that, like, future NBA players are getting, like, 1 in 30 of them is going to have their super team get cooked by, like, a dude who's going to be the chief marketing officer of a startup in, like, 2 years. Like, he's not even going to be, like, a dude who plays basketball. He's going to be, like, a wealth management consultant or something like that. But, like, for one day, he's unbeatable on the hard court. And he's a legend forever. Like, that's crazy. Stolen tweet? Excuse me, the tweet actually talks about future accountants. I said CMO for a startup. It's a completely different joke premise. You ever see the video of the average American high school classroom versus the average American football team's locker room? Fuck that, dude. You ever see the video of Louisiana State University's football team's locker room versus the Louisiana State Library? The library had like tarps nail gunned to the ceiling to catch leaking water, and the football changing room looked like some Star Trek shit that would send you down to another planet. Football makes the school more money though. Guy standing up, Norman Rockwell painting.jpg. I think schools should be predominantly concerned with education. You gotta up those numbers, library. Can I say something that might get me in trouble? I've been seeing a lot of like librarians are heroes discourse online, and I simply have to ask you to explain it to me. I take my kid, I went to the library a lot when I was a kid. I take my kid to the library 3 times a month. They're doing work, don't get me wrong. They're putting the books out and like cool displays and stuff like that and leading story time. But like, heroes is like, it's a strong word. Firefighters, yeah. Paramedics, without a doubt. They're heroes in that their job is getting automated. Bro, no chat GPT is setting up a Easter-themed scavenger hunt, okay? What about teachers? Some teachers are heroes, for sure. Some teachers are just kind of like, you know, doing their job, which is also totally fine. Which one were you? I was just doing my job. Well, I think it's like the same thing as like going bald, right? Everyone's like, if I'm bald, if I was gonna go bald, I would just get jacked. They're like, if I was one of the teachers, I'd be one of the fucking, I'd be Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society. No, you probably would. You probably would just do your job. You'd probably just be like, you know, go to work, teach the class, and then fucking like go home and have a life because you're tired, you know? It is true. Libraries are cool because you can just like sit there for free, which is becoming increasingly rare. If you have a young kid, it's so easy to kill like 2 hours at the library. Get some books. They'll usually have like, you know, some coloring pages out there. They usually have like board games. One of the libraries I took my kid to recently had like a cool, like kind of almost a programming game for toddlers, which was sick. You could program like a series of instructions symbolized by shapes and then like lay the shapes out in a line, and a sensor would transmit the instructions to like a robot that moves around the grid. My kid was just like picking her nose, and I was like, this is pretty cool. This is fucking sick. You go to multiple libraries? Yeah, bro, why not? I probably go to the library more than 98% of chat, without a doubt. There's probably 2% library freaks. I just can't compete with you. I see some of you, you're in there all day. That's fine. I understand. I'm not just going up to the library and then spending 6 hours on chess.com. But yeah, I'll go to the local library, and then sometimes I'll take my kid to a class in a different neighborhood, and then the class is like an hour long, and I'm like, well, I haven't really given mommy enough free time. Let's go to the library for a couple hours. Hey, and when you were into Final Fantasy VII OG, who was your favorite party member besides Cloud Strife? I was always Disc 1. I'm a Cloud, Barret, Tifa sort of guy. Disc 2... It was Cloud and Barret the whole time, and I'd usually rock like a Red 13 in there as well. But sometimes I would throw Sid in instead of Red 13. The problem for me with Yuffie and Vincent is that like by the time you get them in the game, it's like I'd already cemented my enjoyment of the playstyles of the other characters. So I'm like, I don't want to go through the trouble of figuring out how to use Yuffie properly when Barret now has a fucking huge cannonball attached to his hand and could just go tung, tung, tung. I appreciated Vincent's energy. He's edgy for sure. I mean, he has good reason to be edgy, don't get me wrong. Vincent is a mod on r/CuckoldPsychology. Come on now, don't do him dirty like that, man. Don't do Lucretia dirty like that, okay? She didn't ask for that. Hey, NL, you will get more viewers playing a different game. I'm just looking out for you. Faint Bunny, you're getting a little close to the edge now, okay? Just so you know. I know this has been a problem for you historically. Just letting you know. Why'd you unban that obvious troll? They're okay. They just want some attention. They're very much not okay. Well, they're fucked up in like a way that's not like that malevolent, at least. The thing that I love is when someone trolls and then like all the people who troll are like, why did you unban that troll? What, are you jealous because like they outgamed you? They got more attention? Like I see some of the shit that you post and now you're gonna be uppity about like, why are you giving Faint Bunny so much attention? You got beaten at your own game, okay? Okay, we're back with Balatro. Fucking black steak, yellow deck. Here we go. I want a girl who starts with $10. Starts with $10. I want a girl who skips the first two blue skit. I want a girl with the black steak and the yellow deck. You know what I'm saying? We add aura to a face card. Oh, that's the best aura! Me watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Is that the show that aura comes from? I mean, this is gonna fucking slap, bro. Watch this. None of them broke. Money's on sale again. The molt is soaring. It is playing at its residence. Try some of that. Hey NL, I need your help. What's 2 times 2 in Common Core? Now that's a great question. Well, here's one thing I know. All numbers are made of ones. 2 is made of 2 ones. So let's start right there. 2 equals 2 ones. And then the other 2 also equals 2 1. So really, that's 4 ones. And what are 4 ones multiplied by each other? 1. So I gotta say 2 times 2 equals 1. Just for me personally, that's an easy one. That one's for free, the next one's gonna cost you. Negative Joker. 2x. Pimpy Joker. If all numbers are made of ones, if all numbers are made of ones, then please explain E. E is just made of an E number of ones. Am I taking crazy pills? How is the total sell value of all of our jokers $5? You're fucking hollow, you're foil, you're an uncommon, and you're a rare. Oh, because of my vouchers. No! My purchasing power is screwing me as well. I guess I can't really complain about $1 tarot cards, though, and $2 packs. Is Campfire your favorite Joker? I do feel like it's probably, like, outside of Blueprint, it's probably the best Joker in the game. Speaking of which, it's really good. I mean, getting that son of a gun cracking. I mean, you can go. We got lots of chips coming in anyway from Scary Face. Or maybe Scary Face can go. This is giving us, like, realistically, probably 250 chips per hand. You give us 150 chips if we have 4 of a kind. Well. Then the question becomes, do you raise your mult by 3? Or like multiply it by 3? Or do you trigger all face cards 2 times? Which gives 30 chips and 4 mult each. The good news is they're both good. Yeah, that was like really good. Definitely that was really good. Tawaku, thanks for the gifted subscription. Thank you, thank you. 5 of a kind, huh? Doesn't matter. That doesn't mean it doesn't matter. If we're gonna level up 5 of a kind, we gotta play a 5 of a kind at some point. So let's get it out there. $23 million points dipped in Mama Lee's is oil. Mama Liz E oil. Mama is Lee's oil. Mama Lee's is oil. Am I okay? Oh man. Always. We always take Purple Seal. We always take $20. We're Costco guys. Of course we always take the mail-in rebate. Times 4 mult on 4 of a kind is a spicy play. It beats Cavendish if we only play 4 of a kind or 5 of a kind. And that's pretty much what we're angling for. I think you gotta give it a chance, man. I hate to get rid of Cavendish, but like, it beats Smiley. Something's gotta generate flat mult for us though, bro. Toss Scary Face. Bro is on high latency right now. The cheapest rerolls God has ever seen. $1 rerolls to buy $1 tarot cards. As much as it pains me to admit this, money really is everything in Balatro. In Super Auto Pets, you know, I get annoyed sometimes. People are like, you rolled 4 times when you could have purchased like an avocado instead. But the econ is not it's important, it's not the be-all end-all in Super Auto Pets. But in Balatro, if you have like an infinite amount of money, you can do anything. Like, look at what we're capable of. I can just roll forever. Oh, thank you so much, you shouldn't have. I thought the old lady threw it in the motherfucking ocean at the end. Yeah, I went down and got it for you. Pog! Hello, Chibli. Hello. Ding, 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 ding. Let me see that dong, baby. That dong, da dong, dong, dong. Send it. We're due. Like, we were literally due. Obviously, I'll take the consumables slot. What we actually shouldn't have done was do that. We should have waited until a Fool card showed up instead. Because a Fool card would have allowed us to get another Death card, which is extremely important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flush 5. Okay, 4 of a kind is obviously better. Does anybody out here have an Excel spreadsheet that can tell me if we need if we need 4 of a kind or if we can run 5 of a kind? Glass on the end. Check. Can we get a mathematics check? Why do we care about glass on the end instead of polychrome on the end? Lucky could add. Oh, compelling. You've compelled me. You're right. The luckies could trigger a plus 20 mult first. Flush 5 gets you to 30 million. I just checked. Okay, you know what? I trust you then. $20, $20. I saw the 20. I didn't have glass on the end. Actually, it got me to 165 million. Holy cow. I was a bit off. It's crazy you weren't off by an order of magnitude, though. You were only off by 5. $2 spectral packs? Sure, why not? Me personally, I probably wouldn't destroy anything. So I might add like a blue steel on a jack. Fool giving us more flush 5s, so flush 5 catches up to 4 of a kind. Fool giving me more flush 5s, so flush 5 catches up to 4 of a kind. Oh, baby, it's getting there. No. Fool giving me more flush 5s? I don't believe it. I don't believe it, man. This could be such an enormous score increase for us. I think this is the way. 4 polychrome lucky jack of hearts that then go into a glass. Let me see some. There's a plus 20 and a $20. Another plus 20. Another plus 20. 1 billion points. Okay. Okay. No, campfire is too good. I have to dump Smiley and go campfire. With this econ? That's insanity. Yeah, driver's license is only ×3 mults. We could get to like, literally we could take this, Andrew, to ×15 every single game. Get dumped. Get purchased. Get sold. I guess we could have used the judgment first just to see if we got a negative. Sell me. Buy and use me. Buy me. Use me. Sell me. Use me. Oh! Sheesh! Tarot cards appear 4x frequently. Brother. Probably buy and use. Probably buy. Probably sell. Probably buy and use. Probably use. Probably sell. How you chilling? 3.5x, and I think we're up on money. Buy me, but don't sell me or use me. We can do magic with our Fool card. $1 tarot cards that sell for $1. Look at this. I'm sorry, you fucking suck and I hate you. It's free? Oh man, sorry Cavendish, sorry. Oh, $20, don't mind if I do. Whatever. How you doing? Times 9.5. One more. Oh! I don't even want the devil card. Okay. Times 11.5 mult already on Campfire. We spent like $3 on it. What do you need, 540 million? That is a lot. I guess we got $1 billion on our last, but... Alright, I'll move this over one because it adds. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I can see your... I can understand what you're talking about there. The question, do we want to re-trigger all face cards again? Or do we want to... I mean, 12.5 times 2 is like a times 100 on our mults. Well, I don't know. I think we'll just send it as is for now. You should go here. Sure. Send it. $1 billion points. Pretty good. Death card is a must use. Well, they even... I was going to say, do I even get to use this shit? Oh, man. She'd probably sell this too and buy this. So that you got this combo. They won't even let me do this shit with the Wheel of Fortune anymore, bro. Where are the damn negatives? I know they're rare, but it is kind of insane that we've seen none negatives given the amount of times we've re-rolled. They're 1 in 300 jokers. Okay, maybe it's not that insane. Times 23.5. Thank you so much. Money's on sale again. Setup is like working down in the coal mines. How so? If you blueprint it, that's 400x mult. I mean, there is a mathematical point at which it's better to blueprint Campfire than get one extra re-trigger on all face cards. I'm simply too lazy to figure out what the point is. Like what the crossover point is. But realistically, we're probably past it if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Let's give it a try. 810 million points. Okay, we ain't sweating that. I mean, I guess that's it right there. Let's see. I want to see Mama Liz's E-oil again. $30 billion? That's really good. 30 billion is a really high score. Here we go again. I guess I'd like temperance as much as anything. Back in the damn mines. It does take like 10 minutes of setup to get to the point where we can actually play the hand. Don't worry, I'm locked in. It's just a lot of it's a lot of clicking. I mean, we're gaining like 10 mults per... Like, we're probably gaining like 30 mult per shop if we really maximized it. And then that means 900 mult because it's 30 times 30. And that's only the difference. The total volume could be like... I mean, there's a lot. Let's put it that way. We're going somewhere. Watch this drive. You lost Lucky? No! My lucky cards! Blueprint is where I want it to be. Let's give it a try. For now. Yes! Fuck you! I do have no money though. That's a problem. So one glass card broke. That's not great. But you know what? Don't delude yourself. We're not going to live forever regardless. So I am looking for a polychrome Andrew. I don't know what I'm looking for. If we have to play 5, well, your ass is getting played anyway. We might as well have you glassed up, man. Let her rip. I prefer it like this. Hold, hold. No! Bro, what the, how far back am I? I don't know how far back I am. How far away is 12 billion from 1.260 times e to the 11? You're 1/10 of the way there. Okay. Oh, is that all? 5 of a kind. Glass goes last. Polychrome goes second last. It's not a flush. Even better. Send it. This is why God gave us 3 hands. That seems bad. I don't see a single E yet. What do you think, guys? So you're saying there's a chance? It was a great run nonetheless. And anytime you pass ante 12, that's like a once a month run for me. Let's slash marker that. We'll call that Balatro 1. We got 30 minutes to run one more back. Look at that. And we even got the achievement. Discard 5 jacks. I'm bored at work. Any chatters have health concerns? I forgot you're a doctor, right? It's not really your fault. I'm sure like it happens in every profession. But like if you were a doctor, you should never tell people that you're bored at work. Because like there's people who are trying to get doctor's appointments being told that they can't see a doctor for like a year and a half. It's not realistic to be like you should always be busy. I'm sure you got cancellations and stuff. Legendary Joker! So true. Any bored psychiatrists want to give me an adult autism assessment real quick? What's your favorite Kit Kat flavor? Great question. I don't have a good answer for you, as I am not really like a Kit Kat guy. It's gonna get me in a little bit of trouble for saying this, but whenever I see like a streamer's candy tier list and Kit Kat is like in the top tier of chocolates, I just realized that I'm looking for something different out of a chocolate bar than I guess the average person is. I think to put it in the best way possible for other people and the worst way possible for me, I think I don't care at all about good chocolate. I just care about what the chocolate bar is filled with. I like a filled chocolate bar. Something like a Butterfinger or something like that. I could go crazy for a Butterfinger. A Twix? I got nothing against the Twix for sure. Payday? God is my witness, don't think I've ever consumed one. Coffee Crisp? I don't purchase full-size Coffee Crisps, but at Halloween, I mean, it's... You know how they say like, oh, this animated show like has jokes that only the parents will get? That's what Coffee Crisp is like every time there's a variety pack that's like Aero, Kit Kat, Coffee Crisp, and Smarties. Anytime your kid gets Coffee Crisp, you're like, yes! Let's fucking go! Because kids are not, they don't appreciate a good coffee flavor. They're always like, ooh, coffee crisp. And you're like, well, I guess I can take it if you don't want it, I guess. Hello once more to the gamers and the gamer adjacent, people that might just happen to be in the room while the stream has been foisted upon them. I'm sure it happens. Gamers and the reluctant gamers. This one's for the game players. This one's for the save scummers. This one's for the min-maxers. That item might be useful, I can't use it yet types. This one's for the people who already know what their character's gonna look like at level 80 before the game's even out. This one's for the speedrunners, the glitch maxers, the Discord kittens. This one's for the gamers. It's a pocket pussy that sucks your shit completely fucking dry. Whose chat was I in when I typed? I think I was in Kate's chat. She was talking about dudes who own fleshlights. And I said in 2024, you can own a fleshlight and probably still be normal. But if you ever bought one of those things on Twitter that looks like it should be installed in a car wash, your soul is permanently compromised. And then someone replied and said, would you say the same thing if it was a sex toy for women? And I blocked them from my mind. So I'm not gonna fucking answer that. You think I'm stupid? I'm not going down that road. Are you crazy? POV, you own a robot pussy. Okay, Kate is ready to go live. I will send you there. I just don't ever want to fuck a pocket pussy that goes in the dishwasher, okay? I don't think my cum should ever breach the dishwasher wall. That's not what it's there for. It's there to clean up spaghetti sauce and shit like that. Maytag did not have that use in mind when they built that shit. I think you're just asking for trouble. Anyway, have a good weekend.
Little aerial mist for you. Look at this mist. Isn't it neat? Doesn't it make your uninstallation complete? Don't I look like the Pog who has everything? Sorry. What is it called? Javelin tackle. I want to yeet where the streamers are. I want to dolphin dive into tackle. Popping my ult when you do your, what is it called? Atomic punchline. Sorry. So, but I can't stop. I'm not gonna, just because I said sorry doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. Up where they pog, up where they stun, up where they spam mist all day for their fun. Wish I could